do that, did I? Ooh, I didn't put my eyebrows on. I haven't put my eyebrows on for a while. It's like I need to get a little stick here to stick there. I think that's because I need to get. I'm at the very end of my pencil. My eyebrows. There's my little, what they call a spoolie. There's nothing to spoolie. Just saying, oh, it's hard to do it when you're on camera. But there's nothing to spoolie. That's eyebrows. Eyebrows are a very interesting thing. Noticed that yesterday when I was in the mall, that my eyebrows were not on. And I was filming, I'm just like, oh, I have no eyebrows. Good morning. Me worry about my eyebrows. Oh, the crazy things we worry about in our lives, right? Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I hope I gave you a little giggle. Um, talking about my eyebrows. At least I got the lippy on, right? I got the lippy on my hair. My son and I are going out this morning. Um, and to do little errands and stuff like that today. So, yay! Somebody with a car. I don't have to take a bus. So that should be fun. So, oh boy, what a morning so far. It doesn't. I know. We're hoping to get a vehicle soon. We'll see how things turn out. Um, the thing is, with the vehicle, I will never, ever pay make payments on a vehicle again. I understand desperation to have a vehicle. I get it. I've been there so many times in order to get a vehicle that I desperately needed, especially when I had kids and they're playing hockey and everything else. But in hindsight's always 2020, right? That looking at all the times, the money and everything else and shit would happen to the vehicle or whatever. But the whole thing is like once you own it, you own it. And I get that sometimes, it's really nice to get a new one because you get the warranty and you get everything else with it. And that's really a big thing. But what they're doing now, I mean, they're pushing it off where people are getting a loans for 10 years for a vehicle, or 8 years for a vehicle, and you're basically doubling down on paying for a freaking vehicle, right? Like, so if your vehicle costs 23,000, if you look at how much you had to pay in interest or whatever, even if they say it's no interest, yeah, no. You're still paying something. They want their money, and especially a used vehicle. And if you're financing a used vehicle, what I've learned is that a used vehicle, it's already been paid for. Remember, it was new one time and somebody bought it and then traded it in for another vehicle. So when it comes to vehicles, it's just an interesting process. That's what I'm finding. Now, being on Facebook Marketplace, I am not trusting half those people on Facebook Marketplace, buying a vehicle. Hey, Mateus, could you take that pillow off for her so she could lay on there nicely? Yeah. Thank you. Now, but I just don't trust the Facebook Marketplace. I don't know enough to go to an auction. I don't know enough to go to an auction. To go say, oh, I want that car. That looks really good. Because I'll look at it and I'll say, yeah, kick the tires and it looks good to me. And some of the people that I feel like are selling them on Facebook Marketplace are backyard garage or mechanics and stuff like that. Not saying anything because I know some really good backyard mechanics, in my day. But just some of the, I know, I know. Just say, I just don't, just, yeah. So I think this weekend or so, we might just go mosey around and take a look around at different places, and see what pops my eye, and what really makes, this is what I really want to do. The dog's barking that way because Owen is coming in, and she always makes, for the people that she loves, she has a special bark for them, and it's more like a little cry. It's not like I'm the big dog kind of. It's more like look at me, I'm the cute puppy kind of cry. So that's what she's doing when Owen comes in the door. So comes in, and then you have to, like, she gets all excited, and you have to say hi to her and give her a pet, and then she's all fine. So yeah. So with Owen, she's really good with Owen because that used to be Owen's dog. But if it was Eddie, she would continue barking and being mad at him. Totally different bark when it comes to Eddie. Like, she's just like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then Eddie goes right back at her. So it's kind of funny. Relationships with animals. Anyways, so that's what we're going to be doing. For looking at, and seeing what's out there, and just putting the vibes out there. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting vibes out there to see what's there, how it feels, what I like, what I don't like. I've always had Jeeps. So I loved I love my Xterra that we did have, but I mean, God bless her. Louise is gone. Um, but Nissans are a very good vehicle. What I've discovered, they're reliable, they last long, they're good, they're well made. Maybe not one as old, right? Um, yeah, I know. Drive around. I know. That's what we're going to be doing and seeing. I don't really to do it for Steve and I. We're basically it'll be by bus. So depending on where they are and stuff like that, and what kind of vehicle, how old it is, how many kilometers are on there. I Yeah, so just take a look around. I You know what? Unless I know the person, I don't trust somebody selling their car privately. Unless I know somebody and I have a person who's a mechanic that's coming with me. I don't A lot of people that I saw on Facebook Marketplace selling their vehicles, I just didn't get a good vibe and definitely did not trust them. Just saying. And a lot of them are from a part of the town that we don't live in anymore. Which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Not that it was a bad thing when we were there, but it's a good thing we're not there now. Just it's just not. And those who know. Those who know, right? And as I read some of them out to my husband, then he wanted to know who's selling them. I told him the name. He said, no. No, I was feeling the same way. So that's the whole thing. You got to go with what you know. And sometimes, not that I want to go to a dealership, but sometimes when you go to them, at least there's something there, kind of thing. There's something to go back at. I've heard some real bad horror stories about people buying vehicles from other people. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. Where one guy, I don't know. Anyways, he ended up having to owe the guy more than what he bought the vehicle for. The thing is that if you're going to buy something from somebody, going with cash in hand, basically, or doing it as an e-transfer or something like that. You want to make sure that everything that you get is good. Is good. That's what you want. You want to make sure it's good. So that's what's sort of happening here. I'm not sure when it happens, right? Oh yeah, I know. They can be sketchy, but you just got to go to the ones you know, right? And plus, there's a little bit more variety. Like, there sure in the hell I ain't going to House of Cars in Calgary here. There's a few of them like definitely won't go to. So you want to go something that has a little bit of a reputation, has been around the block a few times. So that's the whole thing. I don't want to say things that are incriminating here. So anyways, let's look at the astrology today. As I say, stop looking for the vibe, be the vibe. That's where the energy is. We have a sun in Leo and a moon in Taurus. How vibey is that? Taurus moon people, hence my lovely little boy who just came in just now. He is, let's pull it up. Do, 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 do. I love doing this part. Hold on, I'm pulling something up for you guys. If you could hear Mr. Tracy in the background. You know, he's so so this is with transits. Okay, we'll put the transits in. We'll put it up over here. And I'm just going to pull up a chart here and I'm going to show you something. So, sorry for taking a little bit of time here. So, here's the chart. And if you take a look at this chart, so having this Taurus moon, and the Taurus moon is right there. This is very lucky for this, for him. Like, it is a very positive energy chart, having a lovely Libra and then Aquarius rising. Having the Uranus sitting right here, that means things change for this person quickly. And they usually change for a higher spiritual reason. So things that move within the person's life or disruptions that happen in the life are usually for the highest good and to bring them back upon their spiritual growth. Very much about community and who the community is around, and humanitarian. Having this in the first house, Aquarius in the first house, definitely has very spiritual side with that, in being a Pisces. Can be very cautious in what he does and how he does it. And then bringing in that moon or that sun up there, coming in and wanting to create some kind of balance, some kind of harmony in their life. And being in the eighth house, which is ruled by Scorpio, and having that Scorpio energy, which is his ninth house, which has to do with accountability and looking at that accountability and being with in there. It's the connections, the community, and how communication is very important and how they communicate with that. So take a look at your chart, see what's going on in your chart, and see what's happening with your chart, especially with the energies that are going on right now. And looking at where things are going. This is where, the second house too has to do with personal income, and that's with Aries with a little bit of Taurus in there. And that means, looking at who I am, how I look within my financial period. I feel like this is like there's a little bit of a struggle here, definitely having these two guys down here, Neptune and Saturn retrograde. Plus he has that there's a trine that goes over there. So there's something that could happen, but he's got to make sure that it's very grounded, something action happening that is going to bring in very karmic action that's going to come to him, that's going to happen financially. So things, a little bit of a struggle there. Things are going to be working up, especially with Pluto coming upon his AC. So something that he has to, and it's, you know, well, Jupiter won't be there for long, but across from Jupiter right now. So where is he going? What's he doing? How is he elevating the things in his life and creating things more of a foundation and a stronger foundation? And Pluto will make sure that he's going to bring that all up for that person. So when we're looking at our chart and looking at our chart and doing things, it's very important to look at, what house it's in, what's going on. I think especially with a Leo sun, with the Leo sun, and I mean, this is a beautiful day because the sun is at home. The moon is exalted in Taurus. It loves to be there. It loves to, because it loves that kind of bouginess, to be able to shine, to get there. And feeling that those connections are very important. And I think that's really a part of what today is. And so if we're not looking, if we stop looking for our vibe and be the vibe, that's the whole thing. You got to be it. Stop going around and looking for shit. Today, the moon is so exalted while the sun is at home in Leo. This is an exalted energy. And yes, I know it feels crazy out there. And the moon and the sun they're moving to a 3/4 square that becomes more exact later on today. So there's going to be tensions. There's going to be frustrations. There's going to be some emotions, especially, oh, you put the TV on and I got a live going on. You got to know your value. Know your value is important. Taurus reminds us like of what is real, reliable, beautiful, and worth protecting. Leo reminds us of the light inside of us, the creative fire, the courage, the heat, the heart, and the part of us that came here to shine. That's what Leo does. It comes here to shine. It has to shine. It has to be out there, right? And being that beautiful, energetic being is so important. I think of my father, he came out to shine. He shined at whatever he did. Some people didn't like what he did, they didn't like what he said, but he was out there. He was bold. He was the person who really, told it as it is. And that's what I love about Leos. Leos tell it as it is. They don't hide. The ones who are hiding, well, they got some things that are going on and that they got to work on and get a good swift kick in their ass and get out there and shine, right? And if we have things in the fifth house, which I do, most of my energy is in the fifth house, which is Scorpio. So the fifth house is ruled by the sun. It's ruled by Leo, right? That's what the fifth house is. It's the inner child to get out there, to show, to shine, but do it in a very scorpionic way. Of course, taking people into understanding what boundaries are, what taboo is, and pushing limits to things is very much part of what I do. And understanding that kind of makeup of yourself helps you to really go forth with what you are wanting to do. So we've got to look at what you're creating. What do you love? What do you cherish? What brings light, you know, um, out from inside of you? And what do you value most with yourself? And that's really important. And the thing is that one of the energies today is like you may be able to see very clearly what is dark, spoiled, or dishonest and out of alignment. But Taurus can smell a rotten banana from across the room. Taurus are bougie. They are. And if you got a lot of energy in the second house, you got that, you can still have that bouginess with you, right? Leo has no interest in dimming the light to make darkness, right? Acknowledge what is shitty, but do not build your home inside of it. If you got a lot of shitty things in your home, acknowledge it and say, what am I going to do? This is not for me. I'm going towards the sunlight. I'm going to create something beautiful. What do you want to create? What do you want to do? I mean, one of the things for me is like I do have a market in a couple weeks on the 15th, but I'll be doing readings at it. I don't think I can sell anything because I signed up as a reader, but I'm looking at coming markets. I'm like, well, what can I sell? Like, I really want to get back into creating things and making things because that's what I love to do. So I'm looking at, because I'm doing letters from, Mama G, and stationery. I love stationery. What can I create? And I'm looking at some beautiful things that I can create and do and make and that are cheap. Like they don't take, like, you don't have to invest thousands of dollars to create these things. It takes a minimal, like some of them are like $5, $10 of creating these things. And making them and then being able to sell them. Um, it's one of those things. It's like get back into it. Get back into the things you love to do. If you love, like I know gardeners who love to garden who are selling their plants and selling, and then they harvest their seeds and then they sell their seeds um later on, right? I think that's absolutely that's a beautiful thing, right? Because they've and the seeds that they're harvesting are not owned by anybody. They're their own seeds. So this is where I think it's such a beautiful thing for people to start doing. And the one thing with a world that's becoming so AI, people want tangible things. They want things you created. They want things that you do. If you're really good at organizing, sure, you can use tools and stuff like that that can help you to organize or help you to create something or build something, but the main thing is that you're doing it, right? And that's one of the things about doing, like, some of the tools that I use. Yeah, I use some of these tools, but then it's like, what am I putting in there? What am I doing in with the letter? How am I creating, how well, Steve's creating the recipes, how Steve does the recipes and stuff, or what recipes he's found and said, "Hey, I this is what I had when I was a kid. This is great and it's easy. My mom used to make it all the time." Um, Things like that, right? It's using your gifts and your talents to put things together. Even with music, with what Owen does. Owen loves to put music together, beats together. He might have something that helps him to generate a certain beat, but then he can be the instrument that changes the beat up, that adds his own little je ne sais quoi to it, kind of thing. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for something that is handmade, right? People want that handmade things, and how you are wanting to create that. That's why snail mail is a huge thing. People want some piece of art, something that is very tangible and beautiful, that you've created, that you thought about, that you put your time in. Sure, you might be using a printer, you might be using um, MSS Docs to write it up and add things up, or Canva, but it's your energy that's going into it. It's you who are creating it, which I find very, you know, one of those cool things right now. And that's where this energy's at. It's saying, yeah, we have great tools to be utilized. How are we utilizing those tools in order to create other things, right? To create things, something that's more tangible. So, what I'm finding is that looking at what I want to create and what I want to do, have things in my mind, um, and going out and trying them. And that's the whole thing with this energy. It's going out and trying it. Crazy shit's happening out there. There's some real crazy nutter things that are going out. The thing that just happened to Perez Hilton, um, weird. And then I can't remember what his name is, but I followed him on TikTok, and he just, unfortunately, he's passed. I don't know all the details to it, but he was speaking out about harvesting electricity for free, and he was scanning all these old Bibles and everything like that. Like, he was doing this, and I think they just came back to the States, and I think a lot was getting to him, so I don't know exactly the whole details, so blessings out to his family. But that's the other thing, it's like there's just this craziness that's out there that can drive people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, or there's other pressures that put upon people and things like that. So that's why I feel it's very important to understand who you are, to stay grounded, to have a very strong community around you is very important. And this is also where, not to get, the more we are into our positive vibration, right? And our community, I think that's where things are really going to adjust and change, and not putting the energy into a lot of the negative stuff that is out there. It's very easy to do. I know. Especially with some of the things that are happening here in Calgary, and crazy little protests and your feelings about those crazy protests that are happening and stuff like that. It's just like, you know what? It's like, I don't agree with you. I'm not going to give you your energy. If somebody asks me, I will tell you what I feel. And I may not know all the information, but I do know that it's time for people in certain ways to rise up. But if that's not in your vibration, then that's not in your vibration to do, right? And I think that is so, so important. I hope you're having a blessed day. Did you get I got your emails, Alfonso. I can't do what I sent you, and that's all I can do. Um, my time is so limited, and I hate to say this. My time is limited on having to go, I guess, go in and restructure everything or and do things like that. I'm really focused right now on my doing the snail mail and sending it out to people. That's my focus, right? And it's like I can send you the PDF or send you the letter, but everything else is all it's all handmade. Like this is all handmade and printed out and done. Um, right down to the stickers, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm creating tangible things for people. That's what I'm doing. I'm not creating things online per se for people, except if they, well, except for a few old classes that I've done. But everything that I do is something that's tangible. You peel it, you stick it to your phone, or you stick it. Oh, I'm gonna put this one on my phone. You know, that's what I'm doing. And I if I get the thing is that for me and my energy, I if I get I don't want to get distracted onto things that I can get easily distracted to things, and then I get off the course of what I'm supposed to be doing. So I got to really focus on right now. This is my focus. This is what I have to do. Being a projector, that's what I have to do. um Getting off, and people can give me love. I have great people on here. They're manifestor generators. They give me great ideas. They go whoa, and I'm just like whoa, because I can only take so much at a time and do so much. And then when somebody went, well, can you do it this way for me? Can you it's like it pulls me off my course. It pulls me off of what I'm doing. Not saying I don't want to do it, I don't want to help them, but at this time it's adding. I can feel the panic inside of me when something like that happens. When I get the panic inside of me, I know I can't do it, right? I know, but that's a whole nother area, right? That's a whole nother area that takes time. And for me, I my time, I when I start splitting my time up in all these different areas, I get burnt out. Even though it might seem very simple to somebody else, but my energy, I can't do that. Like I do my astrology. I love my astrology. I can do that. I can create, do what I need to do my write up for my astrology, do tarot readings, and getting into the getting into um no, but I don't. Okay. Thank you, Alfonso. You must be a manifestor generator. I don't want to do it. How can I say? I just don't want to do that. And I thank you for the reach out, and I thank you for what you're doing, but it just I can't do it, right? Um and as Cynthia said, I'm just starting out. I'm just starting to do this and create my letters from Mama G, and even trying to make sure I'm on the right platform for that, because I found my Square platform. If people didn't put in the proper information on the Square platform, then they're not subscribed every month. They're only subscribed for 1 month. So I have to go back and see if they still want a subscription for the following month. So that takes a lot of time out of my day. Now I've looked at a new platform which allows me to. I don't pay anything until I get up to 100 plus clients registered on there, and it's what's it called? Oh my god! See, that's what happens to me. I forget things. Anyways, I got a new platform that I'm doing things on. For me, that's what I have to do, and that's what I have to focus on. And I know some people, they don't like it, and I know they want to help and get accessibility to those other people, but that's I can't. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. You know, but right now I got to focus on the little things and build my business. That's the other thing, is like building this business up, right? Where I do want to do some markets in the fall. But as I said, I gotta look at what am I gonna sell? Like, what am I gonna do? I just don't wanna do readings. Like, I love doing readings, but I just don't wanna do readings. Readings are wonderful and great, but after a while, they're not fully sustainable, right? Meaning there's only so many readings you can do. And, in creating something like the snail mail, if I get 5,000 subscribers, well, okay, I'm hiring people to help me, and it's going off into a whole new area. And many of those girls who've gotten that many subscribers are now teaching how they got there, right? They're setting up classes and doing things like that, and I think that's absolutely wonderful as well. you know and some of them are, they've I've able to build it into so many other things too, where they also have their online stores where they sell a lot of things to do with stationery and making their stickers and their art and other little beautiful things like that as well. I mean, I was dreaming of polymer, doing polymer um little, I don't know, it looked like little cabbages or whatever, but to do, paper clips, and you attach them to these big, beautiful paper clips and making these paper clips so people can have these big paper clips because that's where I guess it's trendy right now, so I found out. Um, and doing little tiny pieces of art kinda things, and the polymer is only like you could get polymer what? Cheap at dollar store, and things like that. And making those things, right? Well, then make them, Charlene. You got the clay, do it. That's what I'm gonna say. Do it. You have so much crafting stuff, and that's the whole thing. But the thing is that you got to promote it. You got to promote it. You got to get out there. You got to show people what you're doing. You got to get there online, right? So, anyways, so I'm looking at that. So when I get a few extra dollars, I'm going to start learning how to sculpture different little things, and I might even do little food dishes because of Steve. So do little do Caribbean food dishes, up on like a little roti or something, or doubles. I don't know. Just do, different ideas of foods that they eat, in the Caribbean, and then do them up in little clay thingies. I don't know, just an idea. So those are the types of things, because those are quite trendy to make, jewelry and things like that with them. And it doesn't take long to make some of these little things either, right? And that adds on to adding that onto the station. I can't send those in the snail mail, unfortunately, because I'd be afraid of them breaking unless I start boxing things up. That's a whole nother area again. So, but making things up for, doing journals, like making journals up for people and selling these journals at the markets along with different bookmarks and stickers and washi tape. Oh, I love washi tape. And having your own design of washi tapes, right? So the whole thing with washi tapes could be a whole thing of, I don't know, because I'm on the Caribbean theme. I was on the Caribbean theme. So it could be a whole Caribbean washi tape, right? With coffee, because you got to have coffee. And even maybe I haven't seen any washi tapes with little wine. So little bottles of wine or, bottles of rum, whatever. But it's using your imagination. That's where this energy's at. Creating something, not necessarily crafty, that's my thing, but whatever you find that you find creative. It could, watching Chateau Diaries, it could be China, like, looking at porcelain. That could be a whole thing for you, is learning about different types of porcelain and what porcelain is and where porcelain's made, and going to a porcelain factory. You know, some people, oh, that's boring, but to somebody else it may not be, right? And then maybe telling people all about the different types of porcelain. Who knows, right? That's the whole thing. That's where this energy is. If you love astrology, maybe it's getting more into astrology, creating the astrology, doing the astrology, right? And finding out, oh, what does this house mean? Oh, why do I have so many planets in this house? And doing a dive on it, right? Because that's what you love to do. So the more you start diving into the things that you love to do, the more things are going to come into alignment for you. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Sometimes it's, there are going to be hurdles. Not everything's going to work. Hence my square, you know, and having everything filled out. So I had to, go to this new site, which is going to help to gather things and get people onto that site. And it uses Stripe. Stripe is straightforward. Um, is there fees? Yeah, obviously there's going to be fees. I can't help the fees. Everybody wants something, but my goal is getting the things out there. My goal is reaching one person, one letter at a time, and starting to create things that are fun and cute and handmade, right? Handmade Chris That's what you're going to find. People are wanting like handmade Christmas gifts. They're not wanting to. That's why a lot of the Korean things and the Japanese things have become so trendy. It's because they're cute, they're adorable, there's something that you want, right? I think it's only payment to you is monthly. Yeah, but that's what with Stripe. Yeah, it's monthly payment. That's fine. So then you get that but you know that you're going to get that payment, right, from that person. The thing is that with Square, sure, I might collect it right away, but then if that person wants the next month, I got to go back. It's a process of going back to the people. If I don't have to worry about, hey, your account's going to get deducted. If it doesn't get deducted, that's on you. That's not on me, right? Same with people signing up for e-transfer. I love it that they signed up for e-transfer, but it's like if they signed up month, like, oh, I'm going to send you an e-transfer, and it's like, okay. Oh, are you sending the e-transfer? When you sending the e-transfer? This is where it's going to be automatic. It's done, one and done kind of thing. And that's the whole thing, is like when you have something like this, even with Patreon, it pays out once a month. So my Patreon, it kind of like I kind of plateaued. I'm going to keep it going because I have ideas of what I want to do with my, with this $5 challenge, because that's how this started, was through a $5 challenge through my Patreon. My Patreon led me to Letters by Mama G. It was like, I want to earn a side income. How am I going to earn a side income? Right? That's the whole thing. It's like when you are doing this type of work, you got to look at one that's going to help you to streamline. Um, how you're getting it out there, how you're marketing, and it's so important to film yourself, market yourself, show people. The more you do that, the more it gets out there, right? And I know a lot of people know me as being a very controversial person who's done astrology and predictions and things like that, which is great. That's wonderful. I'm changing my avenue. I'm changing my avenue. Not saying I don't know that shit, not saying I'm not, may not be a part of me, but at this time, it's like I want something that's sustainable. I want something that's tangible, right? And there was a time that I wanted to be able to do readings, three readings a day, 5 days a week. That's exhausting. That's exhausting, right? I'd rather come here, give you guys the astrology today, talk about the tarot cards, do something like that. Moon readings, we'll see what happens after this year with the moon readings. I don't know. Um, because they do take a lot of energy, and I can only do a certain amount of people. That's it. I do have clients that buy a bundle of readings for the year. Perfect. Because what I love about that is that they book every single month. I know that they're going to book every single month, right? And that's the whole thing. That's what I love about it. And doing that bookings. I don't know where my cards went. I put them away. Oh, look up. Whoop, my fat ass. I think I lost Alfonso. Yeah, I think I lost him. Look at you getting all buff. This guy on YouTube here. So the cards I did pull out earlier, I pulled out the moon card.
I don't know what that means. It does. So I don't know if you're talking.
No, I'm talking to my people on YouTube. Oh, he's fine. Yeah, I know he's fine.
Where's your stuff?
What stuff?
We have to go to.
Downtown. I'll give you the address in a moment. You know what'd be cool is a tarot vending machine. Okay. Ah, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Ooh, deceit, deceitful. Thinking that you're getting away with things. Are you deceiving yourselves with what you're doing, or is somebody deceiving you? You know, that's the whole thing with the Seven of Swords. So when the Seven of Swords comes in, it's talking about deceit, basically, right? And the Seven of Swords is a card that, I mean, it shows you he's running away with everything, right? And I think you got to pay attention to, not everything is being said clearly. Someone may be avoiding accountability, withholding information, something there. So where are you avoiding truth? Where's things in your life that you're avoiding? And how are you able to react to that? And I find, in comes the sun. Woohoo! And the sun card comes out. When the sun card comes out with that means it's that you got to shine a light onto these things. What was hidden will be illuminated. What has been there is going to be shown. So the Seven of Swords may have secrecy or avoidance or mixed motives, something happening behind the scenes, but clarity is coming. Clarity is there. Be strategic, but um not become suspicious of everything. Protect yourself, gather the facts, then return to your light, right? If you're not sure of everything, allow yourself to sit there. And bring it into bring in the divine, bring in the Holy Spirit, and ask for the God and the Goddess and saying, hey, you know what, something here doesn't feel right. What doesn't feel right? And allow for that light to shine, and it's going to shine in a way that you probably aren't expecting, or a way that you think that it's got to shine this way. But the thing is, in comes the 8 of Swords. Ha ha, man. The 8 of Swords coming in is like, all right, now that the light is being shown, take the blinders off, right? That's the whole thing. It's like, now the challenge is believing you actually have a choice. The card it can show overthinking, fear, consequences, feeling trapped of situations. Are you truly stuck, or are you afraid of what freedom will require from you? When the sun is shining on with what you are wanting to do, with what's here. This card, the 7 of Swords is a funny card because you got to look at your own self. Sure, there's deceit around you. Sure, there's a lot of deceit that's happening in this world. We all know that. But this is also showing that, where in your life are you afraid to go forward? And when the truth is being shown and saying, hey, look at, I'm giving you a choice. I'm showing you can do this. But you're still afraid. You're still in that frightened mode. And that's the thing, is that, when you look at the 8 of Swords, the swords are down. Shit is done. It's done. It's done. Right? It's all done. You can, you can wiggle out the you're not really bound very tightly in that, right? And that's the whole thing. And this is part of this is what the astrology is saying. It, it's yours. Here's the road. It's yours. But if you're not going to follow it, it, it it's going to be difficult for you. It really is. So see the truth. Stop second guessing what has already been revealed, and don't let fear imprison you inside a situation your spirit is ready to leave. So, an affirmation. Let's give you an affirmation. I trust the truth I can now see. Fear does not make my decisions. I am free to choose my next step. Ooh, I like that. See if I can remember it. I trust the truth I can now see. Fear does not make that decision, does not make my decision, and I'm free to choose my next step. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. So have a blessed one, and may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you do and all that you be. Let your light shine. Be that glorious person that you are, and go for it. Okay. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, subscribe to Letters from Mama G, and like and subscribe to my channel. Share it out, baby. Bye bye.